Yo, what's up you lot, my name is Desai, welcome back guys to a brand new Walking Dead discussion video. Today, I'm doing another collab video with my good friend Percy. Say hello.
Hello, I'm glad to be back. It's a blast to be here again.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I had Percy on the channel. My diehard fans will remember Percy being involved in Season 3, A New Frontier. We did a lot of collabs ranging from episode 2 to 5, I believe. So today's discussion video, we're going to be talking about how will episode 2 of season 4, the final season, start. So the first point I wanted to make quickly is flashbacks. It's the most thought about idea that could actually happen in order to start episode 2. So a flashback could be an interesting way. Of course, they did that a lot in season 3 of the actual of A New Frontier. However, of course, in season 3, a lot of people didn't like the ideas of flashbacks because even though Telltale were trying to do character development, I don't believe they actually did a very good job of using flashbacks, because it was kind of in a way it was kind of a formula, you know. Every episode would start with a flashback, but they weren't really significant or really didn't serve its purpose in terms of character development. However, the flashback I could have been thinking of to actually have some sort of meaning to this season is the McCarroll Ranch flashback. So Percy, what do you think about McCarroll Ranch flashback?
Well, in season 3, we did have a lot of flashbacks, and the flashbacks were supposed to do character development, like you said, but they didn't really exactly help, and they weren't like mainly a main focus for the story. The only flashbacks I could think of that really kind of like affected the story was basically Clementine's flashbacks, because that went on into the final season, you know. And with the McCarroll Ranch being a flashback, it would be an interesting way to see, because we originally thought before season 3 ended that McCarroll Ranch was going to be shown in episode 5 from the gallows, but that didn't happen. And then I just assumed, hey, maybe they'll be the new cast of characters for the final season, but wrong again. And I really wanted to see it, so it would be really interesting if they would show it, because AJ said that the boarding school was basically like the ranch, except there wasn't blood.
But the ranch was nice too, before the blood.
This isn't the ranch.
So I'm wondering, like, did that have a big aspect that basically make him the way he is, make him overprotective, and make sure that Clem's safe and that no one will be in harm's way again?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you 100%. I think the McCarroll Ranch flashback should have actually been involved in the season 3 of the finals of The Walking Dead. However, it wasn't involved, which is actually kind of significant, because the fact that they decided to do a time skip means that they probably want to go back to the McCarroll Ranch in some sort of way, whether describing it through verbal like communication, like a dialogue option between Clementine and AJ, or actually showing video evidence or like a flashback. That would be great in my opinion. A lot of people would say, well, I've seen this around but not as much as a McCarroll Ranch flashback, is actually a scene of Clementine's past. What do you think about that? Like a certain scene of maybe that happened in the Walking Dead season 1 or 2, or even beforehand. I don't really believe this will happen just because it serves no purpose, but when actually researching for this video, some people actually said perhaps a scene from Clementine's past.
I think they were trying to do a flashback, but not for season 1 or 2. I think they were mainly trying to do like maybe like after A New Frontier and the final season, because in the actual key of the final season, you can see Clementine has the red jacket and it's really torn. And in the story builder, Clementine mentioned that she finally found AJ, which meant that it's been a while that she's been trying to find AJ of the ranch, basically. So basically, Telltale made Clem a red jacket that's torn, so why scrap that and give her like black leather jackets? Sure, maybe because they want to change it, but maybe that was actually a flashback.
One way they could do it, if they really want to build up to the McCarroll Ranch, instead of actually showing us a flashback to the actual McCarroll Ranch, they can actually have a scene of Clementine's journey to the McCarroll Ranch, and then in a different episode we actually get the scene of the McCarroll Ranch. What would you think of that? Like a slow build up to the actual McCarroll Ranch scene that we might see in like episode 3 or 4.
I feel like they should just show it in the beginning of episode 2, because I know I heard from someone that would kind of like hype up the episode, and then it would just go back to the present time to where after the Marlon shooting, AJ shooting Marlon scene.
Yeah, I agree, because to be honest, not a lot of people care about the McCarroll Ranch now. A lot of people even forgot about it, so there's no reason to hype it up like it's something that amazing. And talking about Marlon just getting shot, what do you think about a potential way of just starting episode 2 straight away, right into the action, right where Marlon gets shot by AJ? What do you think about that possibility?
Well, apparently in the episode selection screen, you can see that in episode 2, you can see Clement and AJ are sitting in the room. I actually thought the episode selection screen meant nothing. I thought they were just kind of like character models, like, you know, just shown there. But in episode 1, it like showed the train station, which actually meant that was like kind of like the beginning of the episode. So maybe the episode selection screens are like the beginning of the episode. So since that was like, you know, the near the start of the game, maybe episode 2 is like near the start of the game where they're in their bedroom. Maybe Clem's talking to AJ privately, discussing about what happened.
Yeah, because to be honest, I see a resemblance of Season 3 Episode 2 where it ends on us meeting David, and Season 3 Episode 3, it starts off not with us where we left off with us meeting David, but it actually goes back to a flashback of Javier and Kay actually surviving out at night, and then after like 5 minutes it goes back to David and Javier. So maybe, I don't really think so. I don't think it's gonna like start straight away. I think it kind of wants to build up the tension and then kind of reveal what will happen after, you know, the aftermath of Marlon getting shot. So if you had to choose out of the two options, what do you think is more likely to happen? A flashback to episode 2, whether that be a McCarroll Ranch or any other scene, or episode 2 getting started straight away, just you get placed right back into the
I'm hoping for a flashback, but by the way it looks, I feel like we won't get it. But don't get me wrong, it could happen. But I could see it happening, but I don't think they're gonna actually do it. I think they're just gonna start episode 2 straight away or something.
Fair enough. I agree. Maybe. I think they're more likely to start, to be honest, with a flashback, whether that be a McCarroll Ranch flashback or a scene of Clementine's journey to the McCarroll Ranch. But you never know. Obviously, flashbacks in season 3 weren't the best thing, but it's a different team that's actually controlling the final season, so perhaps we'll get a better version of flashbacks. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Today obviously we discussed a lot about, of course, how episode 2 will start. That's obviously our opinion. We've talked about the McCarroll Ranch possibly being in a flashback, or even just starting out in general right back where we left off. We've actually made a video on, of course, Percy's channel, talking about Violet and Lewis and the relationships and how that could actually factor into the actual storyline, including AJ's role as well, and how he will affect Violet and Lewis, and of course Clementine. Make sure to check it out. Let's get him to 1.5k and to 2k if we possibly can. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and in a bit.